Hello students, this is Mrs. Jones. Today we're going to talk about how we estimate the number of brick, mortar, and sand that we need to build a wall, to build a house. To do so, we have to calculate what's called the net wall space. The net wall space is found by taking the area of the wall and then subtracting out the area of any openings that you have, the windows and doors. So we're taking the area of the wall, or walls, minus the area of any openings we have. So we have to think about area and what we talked about last week. What geometric figure is a wall? That's easy, right? It is a rectangle. So how do you calculate the area of a rectangle? If you remember from last week, we do the base times the height. But you guys also may have talked about it as length times width. But when it's a wall, it's going to have a height. And let's think about it as a base and a height instead. Then after you find the area of the wall, or the net wall space, you're going to use a rule of thumb. That rule of thumb for brick is that there's 7 brick for every square foot of space, of wall space. So let's do a couple examples here. Example number 1 says, how many brick are needed to construct a wall that is 60 feet long and 10 feet high, with one window that is 2 feet by 3 feet? So we do the area of the wall. The area of the wall is 60 times 10, which 60 times 10 is 600 square feet. And then our opening, our window, we're going to do the area of our window, which is a 2 by 3. So that would be 6 square feet. And to do the net wall space, we are going to subtract those. So 600 minus 6 is 594 feet squared. That is the net wall space. Now we're going to use our rule of thumb. That our rule of thumb says that for every square foot, there are 7 bricks. So we multiply our square footage by 7. Let me get my calculator out so we can do this quickly. 596 times 7, or 594, sorry. So it is estimated that we would need 4,158 brick for that wall. And that's your standard size brick. Okay, I want you to pause the video for a minute and try this next question. So go ahead and pause now and try it on your own. Okay, I hope you paused the video and tried this next question on your own. It says, how many standard modular brick are needed to build a wall? So these are just walls. This is simple. A wall that is 48 feet long. Sometimes it helps to draw a picture. And it's 8 feet high. And then it has one door in here. That is a 3 by 6. So to do the number of brick, or to estimate the number of brick, we're going to do the net wall space. So the net wall space is the area of the whole wall, 48 by 8. And that is 384 square feet. Or feet squared, however you want to say it. And then our opening is a door that is 3 by 6. So that is 18 feet squared. To do the net wall space, you subtract this. And we get 366 feet squared. After you find the net wall space, then you're going to use the rule of thumb that says for every square foot there are 7 bricks. So you're going to multiply that area by 7. 2,562 brick is what is estimated for that job. Now, would you order exactly 2,562 brick? No. You're going to order a little bit extra so that you have enough in case some break, but not too many because you don't want all those left over. Okay, so now that we know how to find the number of bricks we need for a specific job, we need something to hold them together. So we need masonry, cement, and sand. There are 2 rules of thumb for the masonry, cement, and sand. The first rule of thumb is that for every 125 brick, you will need 1 bag of masonry cement. And then for every 8 bags of masonry cement that you have, you will need 1 ton of sand. Does anybody know what the tricky part of ordering sand might be? Most places that you order sand are not indoor places. They're in little like garage areas, or they're out in the open. If it's a rainy day or a wet day or even a humid day in the summertime, there's all that moisture in the air. That moisture goes into the sand. So when you order a ton of sand on a rainy day versus a ton of sand on a dry day, is it going to be the same amount of sand? No, it's not. So you have to take into consideration what kind of day you're ordering on. But this rule of thumb gives you a ballpark idea. Okay? So let's do an example so that we know how to use those 2 new rules of thumb. And we're taking it from the very beginning. It says how many bricks of bags of mortar and tons of sand are needed to build a wall that is 80 feet long and 12 feet high. There's no openings in this, so we're just going to do the area of the wall. The area is 80 times 12. And it's 960 feet squared. Our rule of thumb for the brick is that you would need 7 brick for every square foot. So it is estimated that we need 6,720 brick. Then our next rule of thumb for the masonry cement is that for every 125 brick, we would need a new bag, we would need an extra bag of masonry cement. So we're going to divide those. And I get 53.76 bags. Can I order part of a bag? No, I cannot. I have to order the next full bag. I'd have to order 54 bags of masonry cement. I also want to tell you this, though. Looking at the rule of rounding for that, it's obvious that you would round it up to 54. But even if that 7 was a 2. You would still round that up. Anytime that you're estimating for materials, you are always going to round up to the next unit. Alright, regardless of what the rules of rounding tell you, you would always round it up to the next unit. And then for sand, tons of sand, we know that for every 8 bags of masonry cement that we have, we're going to need another ton of sand. So we take our 54 divided by 8, and it is estimated that we would need 6.75 tons of sand. Now, for any one of these 3 estimates, would we order exactly that amount? No, we would not order exactly that amount because we have to account for breakage and different things. Okay? Alright. Let's try one more and then we're going to stop the video so that you guys can answer the Google quiz. So in this one, we do the net wall space. So we take the area, 15 times 10 is 150 feet squared. Our openings, we can kind of shortcut them a little bit. We've got windows that are 2 by 3, but there's 2 of them. So if you just multiply by another 2, that would be 12 feet squared, right? Now our door, this 3 feet 6 inches, we can't do that. We have to know what part of a foot is 6 inches. So I'm going to make another video that'll help you, give you a little shortcut on how to convert that. But 6 inches is half of a foot, so we're going to make this 3.5 times 7. And remember that because it's the net wall space, we're going to subtract those things. So take your 150, subtract out your 12, subtract out your door, and we get 113.5 square feet. And our rule of thumb says that for every square foot, we have 7 bricks. So we're going to multiply that by 7. And our calculator gives us 794.5. But we know that if we're estimating for materials, we're going to always round that up to the next whole unit brick. So now to do mortar, our rule of thumb for mortar is that for every 125 brick, we're going to need another ton of sand. We divide this out, we get, another bag, sorry, I said the wrong thing. We get 6.3 bags, but we know that we're always going to round that up to the next unit, so we will need 7 bags of masonry cement. Then for tons of sand, we know that for every 8 bags, we're going to need another ton. So we take our 7 bags divided by 8, and we get 0.875 tons of sand. Now for any 3 of those estimates, we would not order exactly that amount, but that gives us a ballpark figure on what we're going to order. Alright, so I hope this video has helped you estimate the number of brick, bags of mortar, and tons of sand. You're going to answer the questions on the Google quiz. Make sure you hit submit, make sure you hit turn in, And as always, if you have any questions, my email address is cjones@ictc.edu. All right, thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.